This is the Sakar Murli of 25th of November 2024. The essence: sweet children, the greatest virtue of all is the virtue of peace. Therefore, speak peacefully and stop spreading peacelessness. Question: what inheritance do you children claim from the unlimited Father at the confluence age? What are the signs of virtuous children? Answer: the first inheritance is this knowledge. The second is peace, and the third is virtues. Virtuous children remain constantly happy. They don't see anyone's defects. They do not complain about anyone. They do not keep the company of those who have defects. If anyone says anything wrong, they ignore it and maintain their own intoxication. Om Shanti. The spiritual father sits here and explains to you spiritual children. Firstly, you receive the inheritance of this knowledge from the Father. You must pick up virtues from the Father and also pick up virtues from this picture of Lakshmi and Narayan. The Father is called the Ocean of Peace. Therefore, you must imbibe peace. The Father explains about peace and says, speak to each other peacefully. Pick up this virtue. You are picking up the virtue of this knowledge anyway. You have to study this knowledge. This knowledge is only taught by the Father without an image. The children, souls, who are without images, are studying. No one else knows about this new speciality that is taught here. You must also imbibe divine virtues like those of Krishna. The Father has explained, I am an ocean of peace. Therefore, peace has to be established here. Peacelessness has to end. Check your behavior to see to what extent you remain peaceful. Many men prefer peace. They understand that it is good to remain peaceful. The virtue of peace is a great one. But the children of Bharat neither know the meaning of peace nor how peace can be established. The Father only speaks about the people of Bharat. The Father comes in Bharat alone. You now understand that there should definitely be peace internally. If someone tries to make you peaceless, you mustn't allow yourself to become peaceless. No. To be peaceless is also a defect. You have to remove that defect. You must pick up virtues from everyone. Do not even see their defects. Even when you hear noise, etc., you should remain peaceful, just as both Bap and Dada do. They never get disturbed, they never shout. This Brahma has learnt this. The more peaceful you remain, the better it is. With peace, you are able to have remembrance. Those who are peaceless are not able to have remembrance. You have to pick up virtues from everyone. The example of Dattatreya, etc., a Hindu saint who picked up virtues from everyone and everything, applies here. There is no one as virtuous as the deities. There is one main vice, and you are conquering that. You have to conquer the sense organs and renounce defects. You must neither see any defects nor speak about them. Only stay with those who have virtues. You must remain very sweet and peaceful. Just by speaking a little, you can get any task done. You have to pick up virtues from everyone and become virtuous. Those who are sensible and wise prefer to stay in silence. Some devotees are even more sensible and humble than knowledgeable souls. Baba is experienced. The physical father of this one was a teacher. He was very humble and peaceful and would never get angry. Sages too are praised because they are continually endeavouring to meet God. They go and live in Kashi or Haridwar. You children have to be very peaceful and sweet. Anyone who remains peaceless here cannot be an instrument for spreading peace. You must not even speak to those who are peaceless. You must stay away from them. There is a difference between storks and swans. Swans continue to pick up pearls all day long. As you walk and move around, continue to churn this knowledge. Throughout the day, your intellect should churn how to explain and give the Father's introduction to others. The Father has explained that any child who comes here must be asked to fill in a form. When people want to take the course at a centre, they must be asked to fill in a form. If they do not want to do the course, there is no need for them to fill in a form. They are asked to fill in a form so that you can find out what they think and what you have to explain to them, because no one in the world understands these things. You can know everything about them from those forms. Even when some want to meet the Father, you have to ask them to fill in a form so that you can find out why they want to meet Baba. When people come here, you have to give them the introduction of the limited and unlimited fathers. Since the unlimited Father has come and introduced himself to you, you have to give his introduction to others. His name is Shiv Baba. People say salutations to the Supreme Soul Shiva. They say salutations to the deity Krishna, whereas to Shiva they say salutations to the Supreme Soul Shiva. The Father says, "Remember me so that your sins are cut away." In order to claim your inheritance of liberation and liberation in life, you definitely have to become a pure soul. That is a pure world which is called a Satapradhan world. You have to go there. So the Father says, "Remember me." This is very easy. You must ask people to fill in a form before you give them the course. Ask them to fill in a form on the first day and then explain to them. Then ask them to fill it in again to find out whether or not they remember what you explained to them. you will see that there will definitely be a difference in the two forms. You will very quickly know what they have understood and whether they have thought about what you explained to them or not. Everyone should have these forms. Baba gives directions in the Murlis. Large centers should put them into practice instantly. You have to keep these forms, otherwise, how would you find out? They themselves will feel the difference between what they wrote yesterday and what they are writing today. The forms are very necessary. There is no problem if all the centers have the forms printed separately, or else they can be printed in one place and sent to all the different centers. This is what it means to benefit others. You children have come here to become deities. The word deity is very elevated. Those who have imbibed divine virtues are called deities. You are now imbibing divine virtues. You must keep a lot of those forms wherever there are exhibitions and museums. You will then be able to know the stage of each of the visitors. You first have to understand and then explain to others. You children must only speak of virtues, never defects. You are becoming virtuous. Those who have many virtues will be able to distribute many virtues to others. Those with defects will not be able to distribute virtues to others. You children understand that there is not much time left. You have to make a lot of effort. The Father has explained. You go on a journey, a pilgrimage every day. The saying, ask the gopes and gopis about supersensuous joy, refers to your stage at the end. At the moment, all of you are number-wise. Some sing songs of happiness inside. Oh, we have found the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. We are claiming our inheritance from him. Such souls will not have any complaints. Even if anyone says anything wrong, ignore it and remain intoxicated. If there is any sickness or sorrow, just stay in remembrance. These accounts have to be settled now. You will then become flowers for 21 births. There will be no question of sorrow. It has been said that there is no nourishment like the nourishment of happiness. Then laziness, etc. will all finish. Here there is real happiness, whereas that is false. Anyone who has wealth and jewelry may be very happy, but it is a question here of the unlimited. You should remain in the unlimited happiness. You know that you will remain constantly happy for 21 births. You should be aware of what you are going to become. By your just saying, Baba, your sorrow should be removed. This happiness is for 21 births. There are just a few days left. You are going to the land of happiness, so nothing else should be remembered. This Baba shares his experience. Baba receives a lot of news about the conflicts that continue. Baba does not feel sorrow about anything. If he hears something, he says, Acha, it is destined, it is nothing. You are becoming those with limitless treasures. By talking to yourself, you have happiness. You will remain very peaceful, and your face will remain cheerful. If someone wins a scholarship, etc., his face remains very cheerful. You are also making effort to be as cheerful as Lakshmi and Narayan. They do not have this knowledge. You have this knowledge, and so you should have happiness. You should be cheerful. You are even more elevated than the deities. The Father, the ocean of knowledge, is giving you such elevated knowledge. You are winning the lottery of the imperishable jewels of this knowledge, and so you should remain so happy. This birth of yours has been remembered as being as valuable as a diamond. Only the Father, not those deities, is called knowledgeful. You Brahmins are also knowledgeful. Therefore you have the happiness of this knowledge. Firstly, there is the happiness of having found the Father. No one except you has this happiness. There is no real happiness on the path of devotion. The happiness of the path of devotion is for a short period and artificial. The name of that place is Swarg, the land of happiness, heaven. There is limitless happiness, whereas here there is limitless sorrow. You children now know how dirty you became in the kingdom of Ravan. You have gradually been coming down. This is an ocean of poison. The Father now removes you from this ocean of poison and takes you to an ocean of milk. You children find all of this very sweet, but then when you forget, your stage becomes spoilt. The Father makes your mercury of happiness rise. This nectar of knowledge has been remembered. You must continue to drink a glass of the nectar of this knowledge. Here your intoxication is very high. When you go outside, it decreases. Baba himself feels that the children have a very good feeling here. They feel that they are going to their home. We are establishing the kingdom on the basis of Baba's Srimat. We are great warriors. All of this knowledge is in your intellects. It is through this that you claim that status. Look who it is who is teaching you. The unlimited Father transforms you completely. So you children should feel so much happiness in your hearts. It should also emerge in your hearts that you have to give happiness to others. Ravan curses you, whereas you receive the inheritance from the Father. You become so unhappy and peaceless by being cursed by Ravan. There are many brothers who want to do service, but the urn has been given to the mothers. The army is one of Shaktis. It has been remembered. Salutations to the mothers. Together with that, salutations are also given to the Father anyway. However, the name of the mothers is mentioned. It is Lakshmi first and then Narayan. It is Sita first and then Rama. Here they first write the name of the male and then of the female. All of this is a game. The Father explains everything. He has also explained the secrets of the path of devotion. All sorts of things take place in devotion. You do not understand any of that until you have this knowledge. Everyone's character is now being reformed. Your characters are becoming divine. Your characters were made devilish by the 5 vices. So much change takes place. You should change as well. You will not be able to change yourselves once you have left your bodies. The Father has the power to bring about change in many. Many children share their experience. I was very lustful and an alcoholic. I have been transformed a lot. We now live together with so much love. There are even tears of love. Although the Father explains so much, all of these things are forgotten. Otherwise, the degree of your happiness would remain very high. There would be the thought, we have to benefit many. Let us show the path to people who are unhappy. You have to make so much effort to explain. Sometimes you are even insulted. The sound has already spread that you make people into brothers and sisters. Oh, but the relationship of brother and sister is good. You souls are brothers. However, the vision that has become firm for many births does not change. A lot of news comes to Baba. Therefore the Father explains, the hearts of you children have to be removed from this dirty world. You have to become beautiful. Many hear this knowledge and then forget it. All of this knowledge disappears. Lust is the greatest enemy. Baba is very experienced. Kings have lost their kingdoms because of these vices. Lust is very bad. Everyone says, Baba, this is a very strong enemy. The Father says, by conquering lust, you will become the masters of the world. However, the vice of lust is so strong that even after souls make a promise, they fall. Souls reform themselves with great difficulty. At this time, the characters of the people of the whole world are spoilt. When did the pure world exist? And how was it created? How did they claim their fortune of the kingdom? No one can ever tell you that. The time will come when you people will go abroad too. They will hear about how paradise is being established. All of these things are very clear in your intellects. This is the deep concern you should now have. All other things must be forgotten. Acha. To you sweetest, beloved, long-lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The Spiritual Father says Namaste to you spiritual children. Essence for Dharana. 1. As you walk and move around, and as you sit, churn this knowledge and become like a swan that picks up pearls. Imbibe virtues from everyone. You must distribute your virtues to others. 2. In order to keep your face cheerful, constantly talk to yourself, Oh, we are becoming the masters of limitless treasures. We are winning the lottery of the jewels of knowledge from the Father, the ocean of knowledge. Blessing. May you have self-respect and make your stage powerful by remaining aware of your titles. At the confluence age, the Father himself gives you, his children, elevated titles, and so you have to maintain your spiritual intoxication of these. As is the title you remember, so your stage becomes as powerful as that. For instance, your title is a spinner of the discus of self-realization, and so, as soon as you have this awareness, your looking at others finishes. Maya's throat is cut when you have self-realization. When you remember that you are a Mahavir, your stage becomes unshakable and immovable. So together with being aware of your titles, make your stage equally powerful, and you will then be said to be someone who has elevated self-respect. Slogan. In order to fulfill the desires of wandering souls, increase your power of discernment. Om Shanti.